glad that you're here with us today because we have a visitor from Lake Inasmuch. And you know where Lake Inasmuch is, don't you? Not far from
Barstow.
That's right. Well, without any further delay, here to fill us in on all the happenings at the lake, Bartholomew Bear.
Hey! Howdy. How y'all doing? I am so glad to be here with you today. I could not be happier if I had myself a big old bowl of honey ice cream.
Wow, Bart, that's pretty happy.
You bet it is. How y'all doing?
Good.
Well, I'm doing just fine, Bart. Why, I couldn't be any finer if...
No, don't y'all go taking my lines.
You're right. I'm fine. What's new at the lake?
Well, what's new, huh?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, Bart, there's always something new and exciting going on at the lake.
Yeah.
Festivals coming up, special events. How are things at the Lake Inasmuch Chapel? How's Pastor Ron?
Well, now it's funny that you should ask about that. We had ourselves an incident last week. Yep, we did.
An incident, Bart? What happened?
Well, I don't know if I've ever told you about old Smiley.
No, Bart, I don't believe you have. Who is he?
Good question. You know, when I was a little guy, we used to ask, what is he?
Oh, now this is interesting. So, old Smiley's been around for a while.
Oh, sure has. He lives in a cave up on the side of the Mountain of Hope. You know, up where Bible and Bill and I live. In fact, he doesn't live very far from our cabin.
Okay, and?
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to say. You see, when we were little, we were all scared of him. Yeah, I think some of the adults were too. He didn't look like the rest of us. He was kind of wild and rough, and well, I might even say he seemed a little crazy.
Well, Bart, he doesn't sound safe.
See, that's just the thing. He never hurt anyone. He never threatened anyone. He just kept to himself. And he had to come, and when he had to come down to town, he sort of just grunted at people, and we all just kept our distance. You know, it's always been that way with old Smiley.
So, I have to ask, Bart, why do you call him Old Smiley?
Well, through all the hair and the hats and the weirdness, we couldn't see much of his face. Everybody called him that. Well, I guess it was just out of meanness or fear or just sarcasm. Not very nice now that I think about it.
So, what happened with Old Smiley last week?
Strangest thing. Bible, Bill, and I were down at Lake Inasmuch Chapel, just having a nice visit with Pastor Ron and thinking about Lent and Easter coming up, and then all of a sudden, old Smiley burst in the front door. He was gasping for air and managed to say, "Help me!"
Well, Bart, what was wrong?
Well, you know, Bible Bill is real good at stuff like this, and he just jumped into action, and he did a Heimlich maneuver on old Smiley. Seems as how he had a piece of bark stuck in his throat, you know. I guess it was just kind of normal for him chewing on bark, not choking.
Whoa, Bart, that's amazing. What did he say? Why did he come there?
Well, it turns out he can talk just fine. He just never felt he had a reason to, and didn't feel like anybody wanted to talk to him. He was an outcast and lonely and unwanted, at least in his mind.
Oh, Bart, this is so sad.
Sure is. He was watching from the edge of town when Bible Bill and I went into the chapel. He had always heard that the chapel was a safe place, a place where people cared, you know. And he had also heard that Bible Bill was a caring man who didn't judge. Now, he'd been thinking about coming to one or the other when he started to choke on the bark he was eating. Turned out Bible Bill and the chapel were the closest help he thought he could find at the time.
Well, now wait, you said he heard these things. Where did he hear it if nobody talked to him?
Seems he did a lot of listening on the edges. People didn't pay him no mind, so he could just kind of lurk around and nobody cared. He heard people talking about the chapel and Bible Bill and a whole lot of other stuff too. It's just that no one ever told him, but he heard it just the same.
Well, you never know who's listening, do you, Bart?
No, ma'am, you don't.
So what happened?
Well, not much yet, but Bible Bill and I are going to have going to help old Smiley get over to our place for dinner tonight. You know, I want to hear his story, and maybe I'll get a chance to tell him mine.
Well, what part of your story would you tell him, Bart?
Oh, I think I'll start with the part about how I know that God loves us perfectly, and Unconditionally.
Well, when he hears that, he may just live up to his name.
Oh, yeah. Turns out his name really is, oh, maybe that's just another story. Okay, let's just call him Old Smiley, because I suspect that that's what he'll be doing when he gets to know a few folks, and they get to know him. Got to get back and help get dinner ready. Y'all reach out in love and see what smiles you can give now. Bye.
Bye, bye. Say bye to Bill and Bill and smiling for me.